It's time to fill up your cup on the Own Your Now show. Lady O, who is our cup guest of the week?
Tracy, we have the queen of Creamalicious, Chef Liz. As we celebrate women's history, Chef Liz will share her story and the legacy of her family recipes. They are the foundation of her creamers and her ice cream.
Well, you know what? It's our cup of affirmation word of the day. It's legacy. This episode is about why women's history is so important. Leaving a legacy is where live stories come to life right here on the Own Your Now show. Get ready. It's time for the Own Your Now show.
Unstoppable. Say I am unstoppable. Let me hear you say I am unstoppable. And let the horns play. Hey. Oh yeah. I heard that I would fail. Then I heard you won't prevail.
I am your host, Tracy Berry McGee, also known as Divine T.
And I'm your co-host, Yolanda Langford, and you know what they still call me, Lady Yo.
That's right, Lady O. You know how I feel about you. I got to ask you, though, what's in your cup? What you sipping on?
Tracy, it's all about RESPECT, respect. You know, when we start talking about history and women's history, we have to respect our elders and the things that they went through.
Yes.
That's why we are here today. So my word is respect.
You know, that's what it's all about. When I think about women's history, I think about all the people that, you know, come before me. You know, it's all about the generational wealth and all the things that they put down through the generations. I'm really thinking about generational recipes. That's what I'm thinking about.
Tell the truth.
I'm going to just put it out there because that's what we're talking about today. Lady O, you know, did you have some cookbook recipes that you grew up with?
Well, I'll tell you what. Not cookbooks, but you know, we had recipes that were passed on down. And as they say, I got it from my mama and my grandmother. They both passed down recipes and I listened. And I tell you what, they do a pinch of that and a pinch of this. And I thought, I'll never get that.
That's right.
But I got it. I know how to pinch the salt and pinch the baking soda and get it just right.
Well, you know, my grandmother, she was a chef in her own right. She used to make these cat head biscuits, and they were
Hold
so
on, Tracy.
good.
Cat head biscuits.
Yes.
Okay, now.
Yes. I mean, they were so like fluffy and just perfect. It reminds you of Sweet Art. If you go to Sweet Art's restaurant and that. And the other thing that I loved was having a cup of coffee. We would literally sit around the table, share secrets and stories. And you know what was told in the house? What they say, stays in the house. That's it, you know. I'm also looking forward to Chef Liz because she's going to come on and she's going to sit with us. She's one of the first African-American female-owned national brands in mass production. And she crafts her own Southern desserts by celebrating her roots and community. That's what it's all about.
That's exactly what it's all about. Sharing is caring.
Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it. And I also look forward to the tips that we're going to get because you know she got some tips. Anytime you're a chef and you have a legacy, she's all about making the dreams come true.
I'm listening.
Conversations unite people, and Chef Liz, you are here living a legacy. It's all about the cups and all the things that we're going to sip up, and we want to know, what is it that fills up your cup?
Definitely dreams. To all the way to the rim, overflow.
That's
Overflow.
important.
You know, we
Overflow.
call that sipping off the saucer.
That's what I'm talking
we call
about.
it on the Own Your Now show. You know, you fill up your cup, and if you have a little extra, it's always good to sip off the saucer.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, we see these ice creams. You know, I love ice cream.
These are my babies.
The babies. The
Yes.
babies.
So these legacy. These
Legacy
are the
right
legacy
there.
pints. Yes.
Now tell us, what's the inspiration behind the fantastic names and the flavors?
I think the inspiration for me is just, you know, my mom. Just, you know, I remember my mom and my grandmother. My mom was more savory. My grandmother was sweet. You know, so it's kind of a sweet and savory. I did all my desserts with my grandmother, and then all the savory stuff I did with my mom, cooking wise. It was the way that I got to spend time with them both. And it was just our special time together, just cooking.
Just cooking.
I think about the special times. We were talking about that earlier, that we spent with our grandmothers,
Yes.
making biscuits and
Yep.
things like that. You are literally a legacy. When we think about Women's History Month and all the things that you're doing, you have been in St. Louis. The last time you came, you visited our historical HBCU,
Yes.
Harris Stowe State University. Talk to us about the importance of how that shifts the narrative for our young people.
I just love the energy. It was very welcoming. It was just amazing, the questions that they were asking, and just having genuine interest in just everything that I was doing, and just giving them hope for the future, for their dreams as well, and inspiration. But I really feel like they inspire me more,
That does
Wow.
happen. That does happen. Now, you're a trailblazer. Talk to us about how it felt to be the first, making her story, not history, her story, being the first African-American woman with a brand.
It was very surreal for me, but it was something that needed to be done because it's bigger than me. It's really all about it's about your legacy. It's about making a difference, because this wasn't really about me. I saw a need for the category to have a minority presence, and just really getting out here, making it happen. It was already in my brain and in my heart and in my mind to do it, but I just really wanted to make sure that I had it to followed it through, because there was just so many things, years ago I thought I was ready. And you look back and like, you really weren't ready. But you just, at first, when you have an idea, you just think you can do anything, anyhow, anyway. And that's just not necessarily the case, because you're kind of skipping steps. So you have to slow down a little bit.
Right. I like that you say slow down, because we're all about owning the moment.
Yes.
We say own your now. You truly are owning your now. When you think about wellness, because you're on a journey now, you're going from city to city, pouring into everybody's cups, everybody's bowls. How are you filling up your cup? What does that look like for you?
Just if I can touch one person, I can't change the world, but like my real passion is helping other entrepreneurs, just reach their dream. I call this ice cream dreaming,
Say that again. Wait a minute. Ice cream dreaming.
I call it
there's
ice
a
cream
whole song that
dreaming.
goes with
So
that.
it's like, for me, like through this ice cream, there's a dream in every scoop. And so when I think about the ice cream, I notice that a lot of the things that I'm doing, no matter what I'm creating, it all really kind of catapults off of the ice cream. Is just such a good platform for me. Recently, I did some candles that are 2-in-1 candles that are ice cream inspired. So
Hold on, wait a minute now. We call that an exclusive.
yes.
That's an exclusive. So
But
you
it's part
said
of it. It's part of ice cream dreaming. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it's not. It gives you an opportunity to put stuff in a vault. Because as long as I can create, as long as I can dream, I'm alive. It's not like that I'm just merely existing. I'm actually living at that point.
Now, as a little girl, did you have these thoughts, or were you just cooking and having fun? But at some point you said, hey, I can do this for a living. I can be Chef Liz.
I was always very creative, and I feel like I was an artist. I played in the Junior Cleveland Orchestra. I did a lot of stuff, right? And I really didn't understand how much of an artist I was until like later on in life. But I think owning restaurants and things, that was actually my mom's dream. She was a welder. It's 4 of us. I have 3 brothers. Right. I'm the oldest, and my mom was a welder, and she worked all the time. She was a single parent. So I really feel like I really opened my restaurants so that she can live her dream through me, because that was her passion. That's what she wanted to do. So it became my dream.
Wow. One of the things we talked about the last time that we were together, about losing our mothers, and within that same year, that period of time where you're like, what's next for me? And you go back. I went back through journals. Sounds like you might have went back through cookbooks and recipes and pulled things out the closet. And you came up with all of these different names. That's a generational thing as well. The names have meanings, right?
Yeah. Creamalicious is it's a very authentic brand. It's about real people, real times, real stories, very relatable. It's about family. And it was just when life was just so much simpler, when we played outside, we didn't have to worry about all this craziness that's going on in the world today. And, just like with the porch light peach cobbler, you know
what the porch light meant.
Yes.
When those street lights came
Before
on,
the
you
street
had
lights.
to be home. Mine was actually a porch, because I lived on a farm, so we didn't have street lights. But when my mom flicked that porch light,
My mom, she left hers on. So it's just really interesting. So we all grew up, we became grown, and we all moved away. But the moment you turned on her street, our porch light was on. Like, this is 20, 30 years later. Welcome home. You know, we'll leave the porch light on. We'll be waiting for you. So really, you know, with Creamalicious, we're kind of like Disney. We're the storytellers. You know, it's all about the brand stories. And can you relate to the person that's standing right next to you as an ordinary person that wants to be extraordinary, and extraordinary people were once ordinary people as well. Absolutely. And you know, you only have one life, so you got to go for it. And people are afraid that they're going to fail, so they don't go for their dreams. And it doesn't matter how many times you fail. You know, I don't look forward to failing, but you know, it's just a part of life.
Gotta try. It is.
But if you keep trying, you're going to be successful, you know. So at the end of the day, you just got to go for it. You have absolutely nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Now, I want to know, because do people in your family say, girl, when you going to name one of those ice creams after me?
All the time, all the time. But, you know, I'm more of an authentic person. I have to be inspired, you know. So it's kind of like, you know, when we look at the Aunt Pooney's caramel pound cake, that was my godmother, Roberta Warren. Wow. I just remember her baking these pound cakes in a cast iron skillet. You could smell it. And it was so funny because my best friend Patricia and I, we didn't have a car or anything. So she would bake us this cake, caramel hot. We would go all the way from my grandmother's house, catch 2 buses, pick up the cake, catch 2 buses back to my grandmother's house. We'd transport this caramel pound cake. Ooh. But the cool thing is this cast iron skillet was passed down from her mom's mom to her mom's and so on and so forth, right?
Yes.
It's like over 100 years old in the family. So it's about legacy, it's about history, and it's about these generational things that's in the family you don't think about then when you're young.
Yes, yes.
So correct.
You're definitely making your dream a reality. And I think that the biggest piece is little girls get to look at you and say, wow, I want to be a chef. I want to be inspired. I am inspired by the things that you do. When you think about Creamalicious and all of the different flavors, I want to know, like, do you have a favorite flavor?
I just like all of them. I like whatever I create.
Because what about when you were like pregnant and stuff? You know, when you were pregnant, did you crave ice? What did you crave?
Watermelon and ice cream.
Okay.
I like cupcakes.
Don't do a watermelon ice cream. Well, they probably already have that. Oh my gosh.
I like cupcakes. You know, like I like pastries. So, you know, ice cream is the world's #1 dessert. Yes. And I love pastries. So I thought we'd put them both in the pint, so you don't have to choose. You can have the best of both worlds.
Yes, literally, you can taste the bananas.
Oh, and then there's some crust in there. Yes. So it has a texture,
peach,
the sweet,
peach, everything.
You can tell we got excited, huh? Look, she keeps looking at me like everything,
like
everything.
Well, I think the key was, you know, like to be innovative first. You know, not to be like other people on the shelf. Just be your authentic selves and just really have something that did not exist today, you know, so that we can carve out our own niche and compete with ourselves. It is such a very competitive, it's a very competitive category, you know, to say the least. So we wanted to really make sure that we can expand our dessert line and just have a dessert empire. So it really does not stop at ice cream.
She said dessert empire.
Yes.
I love that. Now, what advice do you have for dreamers? If there's something you can say, hey, take this and run with it, what advice would you give a dreamer?
First and foremost, you cannot share your dreams with everybody.
Ooh. Yes, ma'am.
You know,
they might be your sister keeper, but they're not your secret keeper.
Well,
there
you
you go.
People might be with you, but they may not necessarily be for you. You have a lot of people that are dream killers out here. So, you know, you can't share your dreams with everybody, and just really try to surround yourself with like-minded people that actually want to see you win, and just really understand that you are a visionary. You're going to see things, you know, that other people don't see. And you don't have time to convince other people of your dream and that it is possible.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Never give up on your dreams, you know, no matter how long. Don't think you're too old. Don't think you're too young or anything. You know, that's another thing. And make sure that you have a really good team around you that can help you expand your brand. You know, definitely spend just as much time putting the team around you, because you cannot do it by yourself. Absolutely. And think about where you want your brand to go. If you want it just to be a mom and pop, then yes, you can do it like right by yourself with maybe one other person. But if you want to expand your brand, where it's national or global, you cannot do that by yourself. You got to have people there helping you and give you some insights on the business.
Okay.
When I think about that, everybody's not a visionary. Like she is, and she does the work. You make it look good, but we know how difficult this is. One of the things that you said was, I compete with myself. Yes. And Lady O would always say, we don't compete.
We complete.
You know, and that's important, because when you have a vision and you want to make that a reality, you don't need anybody to compete with you, because this is your vision. This is your dream. You have a lot of dreams. What do you have coming up next? Talk to us. You know Lady O loves exclusives.
Yes, indeed.
National, global brand. What's coming up next?
So we actually launched creamers in January.
Okay,
so that was so cool.
Now, creamers. Did the ice cream just accidentally fall into the cup?
Pretty much. Aha. we call it Sip a Scoop. And it's, it's all about bliss, because bliss has never tasted like this. It's ice cream in a cup.
It never tasted like this.
So you think bliss? Well, bliss has never tasted like this, So we're blissfully Southern. So it's ice cream creamers, and they're inspired by the Creamalicious pints. We really kept everything within the whole dessert line of Creamalicious. We do have ice cream sandwiches coming out. So they're artisan ice cream cookies, and it has amazing, we have strawberry crunch, we have a chocolate marble, we did the banana pudding, and we did do a lemon. So we did some really good stuff.
About family reunions, barbecues, where you get everybody together and everybody's getting the food together during the holidays. You're like, you want a little cream in your coffee? You're like, I've never had cream in my coffee. I always drink my coffee black. No sugar, no cream.
Right.
But maybe I'll have to put a little bit of Creamalicious, except it's Creamalicious.
But we did do the bourbon. We did the bourbon creamer.
Talking her language.
Yes, and we did the white chocolate blondie. So we
I think I would like that.
The white chocolate blondie is really good. I mean, even then, you can put it in. You can put it in your hot chocolate. You can make French toast with it. We made some cheesecakes, stuffed apples with it. So you can actually cook with our creamer too. It's like everything we do, you can do something else with.
You are a part of the Snooks family. The fact that you're not from St. Louis, but you're so St. Louis because you're in Snooks.
Well, Tracy, what we call that 314-ish.
That's right.
I love Snooks.
Yes.
They've been extremely supportive of me and this brand, and just all of the minority businesses that's in the stores. I mean, we're an ice cream brand. It's not, people can see that I'm an African American woman. I don't lead with that. Yes. And there's really no need to lead with that. When we spoke about competing with myself, I don't worry about what the other brands are doing. I just learn from the success of other brands and take that and make it my own so that I can be successful and be around too. But with regards to just growing the brand, I really just try to stay very authentic to myself. And Snooks allows me to do that.
Now, what's the best part of owning your now? What's the best part, like when you wake up in the morning, what's the best part about owning your now?
The best part for me is the fact that I work with some really great food scientists. As an executive chef, I was able to go in and do my own formulas and recipes that I own, my own recipes and formulas 1,000% for my brand. I'm not a private label where I'm slapping a label on someone else's stuff, because if you get into a situation like that, and that's some more advice that I would give, someone can decide they don't want to manufacture your product anymore. Right. And I wanted to be the company that people came to private label. So if you need anything created, any flavors, just anything, I wanted to be that company that created for other brands as well.
Yes.
Ice cream scientist.
That's
right. My goodness, that's a job.
You can't slap no labels on this, okay? You can slap your mama, but don't slap no labels, because this is the real deal.
Well, if you go anywhere in the world, we can go out of the country and it'll taste exactly the same. And that was extremely important to me, because it just gives you power over your brand at that point.
Well, we just want to say thank you
for
saying
guys.
Yes to us, and thank you for owning your now.
Always.
It's time for the Own Your Now flow. When I think about Chef Liz and Women's History Month, I am just so proud and honored to be doing this show with you.
Same here, Tracy. We are herstory.
Yes, we are. We're making dreams a reality, and
Absolutely.
That's important. Speaking about making dreams a reality, Lady O, what is your one-on-one tip of the week?
Always respect your elders. And I say that because we need to teach our kids, and as adults, we need to also think about respecting our elders. They lay the foundation for everything that we are today. So they deserve the respect. RESPECT.
That's it. And I want us to also remember that as grandparents.
Yes.
Because I have a grandson and a granddaughter. You have
two granddaughters. Yes.
I'm a yaya.
I'm a yo-yo.
And we have to make sure that they understand the value of respect. They got it from their mamas and their grandmamas, but we're going to make sure that we continue that legacy. It's all about filling up your cup. Again, we want to thank Chef Liz. We want you all to continue to stay connected to us. We're going to make sure that the legacy that we live is important for us because we're going to respect one another.
Yes.
And we're going to make dreams a reality. So you know what it's all about. Keep sipping.
Peace, love, and positivity. And remember, tomorrow isn't promised. So own your now.